Hey, what's up? Good morning, Kevin. Good morning. It is. I've decided that this little jam that I've been playing around with is going to be like my opening. And I think like one way to play around with the people that come over here and hang out with me. If you got lyric ideas, we can play around with the lyric ideas for the opening song to this little hangout. Good morning, Sandy. Hello. Yeah, I feel like I'm Fuzzy Bear from like the Muppets or something. Kendra was like, I'm gonna give this jacket away, and I was like, you're right. You can give that jacket away to me. But yeah. We can like play around with some lyrics for the opening of the show. I can do like an improv session in the morning, basically, and see somebody's lyric ideas in the comment section. It is definitely nice and cozy and warm. And it's just that right temperature outside where you can put on a jacket and not get all sweaty. And you turn off all the air conditioners, none of that background white noise going on all the time. Yeah. And one of the things I was going to do this morning, one of my favorite cartoons as a kid growing up was Calvin and Hobbes. This morning, so I'm going to be Calvin now. Let me get into. Made in God's own image. Yes, sir. Yeah. God must have a goofy sense of humor. And that's one thing that I found was the most profound thing that I've ever learned about the Bible is there's no jokes in that book. Nowhere. There's not one single fart joke. No one makes any attempt at trying to be funny in that book. Sandy saying, air conditioners, I had to turn the heat on last night and close the windows. Yeah. Kevin saying, you loved Calvin and Hobbes. Used to have that copy of that book edition. I still have mine from a little kid. It's a little banged up, a little bit banged up, but I still got it. I love that book. And I put the link in the description where I took the cartoon clip from. It's down in there. They got them online. So yeah, if you want to find some Calvin and Hobbes, I mean, it's pretty easy to find. I don't know why. It's there in the description. If you know, I don't know. Kevin saying the whole book of Job was kind of a joke, just a terrible punchline. Yeah. Some dark sense of humor right there. Yeah. Deep Arcs, Deep Arcs had shared something that I thought was a really interesting article. From the BBC by Victoria Gill. This came out September 20th. A 500,000-year-old wooden structure unearthed in Zambia. The discovery of an ancient wooden logs in the banks of a river in Zambia has changed archaeologists' understanding of the ancient human life. Researchers found evidence that the wood had been used to build a structure almost 500,000 years ago. The findings were published in the journal Nature, and it suggests that Stone Age people built what may have been shelters. This find has changed how I think about our early ancestors, says Professor Larry Barman. Yeah, that's a trip. And they're just starting to unearth this. And they say the discovery could transform the current belief ancient humans led simple nomadic lives. They made something new and large from wood. They used their intelligence, imagination, and skills to create something they'd never seen before, something that had never previously existed. The researchers also uncovered ancient wooden tools, including digging sticks, but what excited them the most were two pieces of wood found at right angles to each other. One is lying over the other, and the pieces of wood have notches cut into them. Much like they have like Lincoln logs. It's a trick. Good morning, Dr. Mordecai. All right, all right. Dressed like a Muslim. Dressed like a Muslim. Hmm? Uh, hmm. I felt more like a fuzzy bear. A muzzy, fuzzy, wuzzy bear. No way, Jose. Good morning, Silver. Hello. But that's a trip. They have pictures in that article that I shared. It is wild. They were able to find this. The article goes on to say, making fire, further analysis confirmed the logs were about 476,000 years old. Piris Nkombwe, director of the Moto Moto Museum in Zambia, said, I was amazed to know that woodworking was such a deep-rooted tradition, it dawned on me that we had uncovered something extraordinary. Until now, evidence for human use of wood was limited to making fire and crafting tools such as digging sticks and spears. Um, so we've been building our set of knowledge on building and crafting for a very long time, much uh, longer than it has been suggested. Like they have the luminescence dating. One of the oldest wooden discoveries was a 400,000-year-old spear in prehistoric sands at Clacton-on-Sea, Essex, in 1911. Unless it is preserved in very specific conditions, wood simply rots away. But in the meandering riverbanks above Kalambo Falls, close to Zambia-Tanzania border, it was waterlogged and essentially pickled for millennia. And I see that over at the log place that they cure all the logs. They stack them up into large piles, and they're just spraying water on them, keeping them soaked, and it keeps the wood from drying up so much that it starts cracking and basically peeling apart. Um, but yeah, if you keep them soaked long enough, they can last a long time. The team measured the age of layers of earth in which it was buried using luminance dating. Grains of rock absorb natural radioactivity from the environment over time, essentially charging up like tiny batteries, as Professor Duller put it. And that radioactivity can be released and measured by heating up grains and analyzing the light emitted. That's wild. The size of the two logs. Ooh. The size of the two logs, the smaller which is 5 feet, suggest whoever fitted them together was building something substantial. Unlikely to have a hut or a permanent dwelling, it could have formed part of the platform for a shelter, the team says. It might be some kind of structure to sit beside the river and fish, Professor Duller went on to say, but it's hard to tell what sort of complete structure it might have been. And even a 5 foot log, from my experience, cutting a 5 foot log that I can hug essentially, that is a lot of weight, even whenever it's been dried. It, uh, I've given myself a backache before moving freaking logs around. Um, Christian Carpenter, good morning. Hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, moving logs around is no joke. And I would think that that starts to suggest that not only were they learning how to carve the wood, it shows that they're carving wood, but the knowledge to make leverage, making a fulcrum and being able to lift objects like that and move them around, it takes um, some skills, some understanding of physics in order to make that happen, with less injury to the body, without overworking yourself to the point to where you actually hurt yourself. Um, but yeah, let's see what else did they have to say here. in this. They say it's also unclear what species of ancient human or humanoid built it. No bones have been found at the site so far, and the timber is much older than the earliest modern human or Homo sapiens fossils, which are about 315,000 years old. We don't know, it could have been Homo sapiens, and we just haven't discovered fossils from that age yet, Professor Duller said, but it could be a different species, perhaps Homo erectus or Homo naledi. There were a number of hominid species around at that time in South Africa. Transported to the UK for analysis and preservation, the wood artifacts are being stored in tanks that mimic the water logging that preserved them so beautifully for the last 500,000 years, but they will soon return to Zambia to be displayed. With this discovery, we hope to enrich our collection and use the finds to inform the interpretation of the woodworking tradition in Zambia. They're continuing the work at Zalambo Falls site, she added, and it has the potential to deepen our knowledge of ancient woodworking techniques, craftsmanship, and human interactions with the environment. So, pretty cool. We're starting to see a history that's even much older than what we had previously thought. It's cool. I like that one. Let's see. Dr. Mordecai is saying the trees can then be felled using special underwater machinery and float up to the surface. Yeah, moving it around by water. That can make things easier if you can have that around to do that. As next thing I had to talk about, which is a little more on a serious note. Like, I had no idea this was going on. I just was made aware of it through the Secular Coalition, which they are politicians, part of the government. It is the group of secular people who are, looking out for people who are non-believers. And the Secular Coalition, they're saying, we are working with a member of Congress who will be introducing a bill to crack down on Christian health share ministries, which look like health insurance providers, but really aren't. And they got more details coming out soon about this particular topic, but they are looking for people that know that anyone has been defrauded by one of these insurance clubs and would be willing to tell their stories. They're saying, please let me know at the secular.org. And there is like a YouTube care ministries. I put their link in the description. But it seems very insurance-esque, but it kind of looks like, from the outside looking in, like it's people who are getting together to you know, help take care of you in your last days, kind of like a what do they call that, hospice? Or I'm trying to, I need to focus here for a second because I want to pull something up so I can reference it. Go back here, press that. Where is that I am looking for? Pretty sure I had this up there. Oh, what the? I'm missing something that I had. I could have sworn I saw it just a second ago. I had it right there, and now I can't see it. Did I erase it somehow? I may have done something undesirable and made my information go away. But I'm just gonna punch it in here in the old Google machine. It ain't hard to find. Let's look. But there's a bunch of them. I mean, as soon as you put it in, health coverage from $133 a month. Save up to 50% on healthcare. Call today. Wow. They got their basic coverage. Individuals who are 40 plus years old looking for basic medical coverage as low as $203. Families looking for total health care but want affordable plan, $515. They got the small biz specialist, SMBs, and owners looking to offer health care to employees. What kind of health care are y'all talking about, though? Like, I'm going to come to you and pray for you to get better? Or are we talking about um, is there a tax penalty for not having health coverage? Starting with the tax year 2019, there is no longer a federal penalty for the individual mandate portion of the Affordable Care Act. Therefore, Form 1040 does not require the full year health care coverage to exempt box, and Form blah 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 is not necessary. However, certain states may require specific health care and include penalties. Yeah, the second correlation is looking for people who have been frauded by these groups. And then there is more than one of them out there. Whenever you put this into it, founded in 1981, a faith-based alternative to health insurance. A faith-based alternative to health insurance. Like, healthcare insurance is already kind of confusing, the way they word stuff. But adding the Christian ideology on top of that just makes it even more convoluted at that point. I'd have to stop them and be like, so what do you mean by that? I'm gonna check out the chat here. Christian Carpenter says timber that has been preserved under waters highly sought after in many. Yeah, it is. It gets hard as damn near a rock. Whenever you try to cut into that stuff, Dr. Mordecai says, when artificial reservoirs and dams are built, large areas of forest are often inundated. Kevin says, I believe socialism is the word. I'm looking for it. Yeah. End of life care. Yeah. Religious people can be stupid. Yeah. It's a religious scam. And there's so many ways that people are looking to work that angle to exploit that. It's just very questionable reading the things that I have first pulled up. I'm like, what the fuck? This one says, founded in 1981, Christian Healthcare Ministries is the nation's original health cost sharing ministry. We are a ministry made for people like you, Christians who expect more from their health care. Our biblical community of members in all 50 states and around the world work together to share our voluntary pay, the burden of medical expenses, shares 100% of eligible medical bills, and overall has satisfied nearly 10 billion in members in healthcare costs. $10 billion. They're saying they saved people $10 billion. With us, you can save on your healthcare without giving up your freedom. Carry each other's burden in the way you fulfill the law of Christ in Galatians 6:2 in the NIV version of the Bible. Like, I don't see how you're saving money. This costs money. Let me scroll back down here. Yeah, there's right here. Average monthly cost for an individual starts at $119, moves up to $267, and they're comparing it to average health insurance, which starts at $468 and goes up to $659. So what are these people saying? Like, get our healthcare coverage over, privatized healthcare insurance and save money? Are uh, mm, yeah, I just find that very questionable. But the secular coalition is looking for people who are frauded by these kind of healthcare um, frauds. Yeah. A faith-based alternative to health insurance. Alternative to health insurance. So, do you have to pay for their insurance and also pay for health insurance? At that point, are you really saving any money? Like, it seems like you're just spending more money. I don't know. It's a kooky, mad world. Christian Carpenter is saying, I pay around $600 a month for health insurance. I don't even have any. It really, healthcare is out of my price range. I have to basically um, take care of things as they come. Like, whenever it's bad enough to be like, I can't function properly, I'm in so much pain. I don't even have a doctor that I regularly see or anything like that. I haven't since I was a little kid. I don't know what kind of time bombs I got going on working inside of me. Dr. Mordecai goes on to say, with Jesus' healthcare, when you die, you just come back to life. Hey, if it was like that, I'd own stock in the company. You get to come back. Is the next one free? Is it on the house? Do I get that one? Oh. But yeah. Those were the two of the articles that I had found right at the back. I had found those this weekend. Those two topics. I'm gonna see what the heck is going on right meow. Is there anything in the news that should be on my radar? Let's see. Is the whole entire world still spinning? Oh yeah. See a bunch of crazy shit happening in here. Updates, judge to hear argument over Trump gag order and January 6th case. Israel occupation of Gaza would be big mistake, says Biden amid hopes Rafah crossing will open. Yeah, same shit's been going on. It's still the same. I'm not existing on some little island floating out in space by myself. Seems as though all this stuff is still happening. Let's see. I heard a prediction that the AIG, artificial intelligence, or is that what they're calling it? Or general intelligence? I may have those letters mixed up, but the general intelligence, the artificial general intelligence, that's it, AGI, artificial general intelligence. I heard a prediction that we're going to be seeing that soon, like within the year, like that is going to be a thing. It is, the box is open, it is out, it is coming. Which I kind of welcome it. Like, I want to see what that is going to look like. I want to play with it. I wouldn't mind having a helping hand. It'd be badass have a robot and not have the robot for a drummer. Get a robot drummer for me. That would be pretty freaking sweet. That would. Like, if I could play and then just program, just have, and it would be cool too if he would hang out with me and tell me jokes too and stuff. We could do the whole, the whole kit and caboodle. Let's have a good time. Doesn't have to be all about work. Let's see. What do I want to look at? Let's see. Something from Texas. I see Texas governor, and I'm gonna click on it because it's from Texas, and I'm from Texas, so I think if I'm gonna talk shit about any state, probably should talk shit about my own. This newspaper. This is loading up. Let me check out the chat here. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Hitting the like bell. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Let's see. Texas governor pushes migrant busing to higher level. Ooh. Hmm. Hmm. I understand doing shady things. All those things are bad. You know, they're happening over there. They're happening over there. You know, it's bad stuff is happening all around us. You know, and I would just like my fellow Texans to think about this. You know, putting up a border and being like, hey, you know, not being very, just want y'all to know this. Yeah, I'm not sure if y'all have thought about this yet, but they have a lot of the coffee beans. Like they grow really excellent coffee beans. And I would say I'm pretty sure it is a fact that most of the world gets a lot of the coffee from our southern part of the region. And you know, that's not the only thing that is enjoyable about their culture and their way of life. There's other things that are very desirable. I would say let's not close ourselves off to the rest of the world. But let's see. The Texas governor pushes migrant busing to higher level. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is stepping gas in busing campaign as hollows. Mm, ah, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is stepping on the gas in his busing campaign as howls from sanctuary cities grow, and he has sent another 10,000 migrants to Democratic led big cities in the past 2 weeks. 18 months after the first bus arrived outside the U.S. Capitol, Mr. Abbott's campaign has reshaped the immigration debate by delivering the pain of the Biden border surge to previously insulated communities. He has sent more than 55,000. Damn it, words come out of my mouth. 55. Ah, damn it. He has sent some people, he's sent a shitload of people to 6 sanctuary cities. New York has surpassed the District of Columbia and has led the destination with more than 20,000 migrants. Chicago is second with 15,000 migrants, and the district is the third with 12,500 in Denver. Philly and Angeles collectively received about 8,000 or so. Mr. Abbott, a Republican, has ordered more work on the border wall in the state and convened the Texas legislature for a special session to write legislation on illegal immigrants and give police, the National Guard troops, more tools to stop the record flow of people. The governor has dubbed his effort Operation Lone Star, making him the chief foil to President Biden. Mr. Abbott said Biden administration policies have transformed the border from relative calm under the past administration to more chaotic than it has been in a century. Hmm. I really don't know that to be true. Um, there is a video on the internet of uh, we have some of our military people, police officers. I'm not sure which branch, but they took over an island that's in between Texas and Mexico. Um, I don't actually is. Is it really as bad as they say it is? As they make it out? I don't know. Let's see what the chat has to say about that. Let's see what y'all talking about. Texas is armpit of America, where Mexicans get lost while trying to get to Oklahoma. Dr. Mordecai. Yeah. Kevin says spends life trying to get across a border, gets lost after crossing said border. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about some of these articles and stuff. They like blame presidents when presidents are given like all the blame for a certain thing. I question it at times. I'm like recently, just not that long ago, gas prices were going up, and everybody was saying, "Oh, it's Biden's fault. Biden's the one raising the gas prices up." Da, da, da. But this shit happens every year, regardless if there's a Republican or a freaking Democrat in the office. Gas prices fluctuate, and I really don't think you can place that kind of blame on a president. And how tense it is at our border, I think would really more kind of relate to the people who are at the border every day and working that area and having those relationships. Like that tension, it's probably has nothing to do with Biden. Well, policies and stuff that they enact can make changes to way things do work, but shit in which the authorities down there have with the people, that tension doesn't really have to exist because of a government. Like they could work to have better relations with people. I think that's more of an individual kind of responsibility. Not it shouldn't be left up to your government. Well, thinks that you should be this way, then I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any damn sense right now. I have no idea. Being lost in Texas is worse than being lost in space, Dr. Mordecai saying. Yeah, Texas has some pretty brutal areas. Out west, there was a time I was trekking around over there. I had boots on and had my jeans on, and I'm walking, and then I start feeling something poking me in my legs, and I stop and I look down, and I have these like sticker burrs that are about the size of a damn quarter. And like as you're walking, they kind of like grab onto your legs and then slowly start piling up on the side of your legs. And then as your legs pass each other, you kind of kick them. And I was getting poked, and I was like, damn, what the heck? Yeah, so I had to sit there and pick all those things off. and the insects and the other animals. Yeah, Texas is pretty wild. We got some, got some rough country out here. We do. And then you add on top of it, you got some people that are definitely, though their moral compass is completely out of whack. And it's unfortunate, but yes, there are plenty of those. I have run across them many times. And Kevin's saying they don't actually fluctuate though. They are manipulated, and as you said, regardless of who is in power, yeah, because they're just trying to squeeze out the most money they can possibly get out of their product. And Dr. Mordecai says oil companies just want to make some money for their poor grandmother. Yeah, grandma needs a Mercedes Benz, and she needs that private jet, okay? Because she needs to get down to Texas in order to go see the Reverend in this big fancy church where you can go bowling and play a game, maybe pick up a game of basketball too while you're at it. I mean, right there in the church, and and she needs one of them fancy wheelchairs, Hey, maybe not one with them joysticks, but let's get her one that's got a steering wheel. That way she can mow people over in Walmart as she's going grocery shopping. Ah, yeah. I'm being ridiculous now. All right. I think I'm going to go get on with the day and go make some things happen and try to make some progress happen. Try to enhance my life a little more. Try to get myself a step closer to my goals. Make some things happen. Yep. I wish y'all all well being, and I will see y'all on the flip side.